Greetings gamers, adventurers, and dice lovers alike. Welcome to the Personality Profile brought to you by the Misfit Gamer Studios. This is the only place where you get to know your die before you buy. How do we do that? Well, we take our d20s, we roll them 100 times, we develop 10 stats, and those 10 stats become your personality profile. All of our dice can be found on misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen in dice profiles. And you can see them all there. All of them will also have the episode codes. You can always go to our YouTube channel and look at the VOD, and then you'll be able to see all 100 rolls for that dice, how we got that personality profile, so you can always check it out before or after your purchase. So go check out our current stock, but today we have 8 new personality profiles to roll. We are going to be rolling 2 classic D20s, 2 prestige D20s. We have 2 legendary D20s. These are going to be liquidcore, so that's why we're not showing them off just yet. And we have 2 mystery dice sets. One's going to be a companion set and one's going to be a prestige set. Basically, how this works is each D20 is going to be rolled 100 times. Each set of 20 rolls is going to be a different type of roll. So we're going to figure out also not just what numbers it likes, but we're going to figure out what type of rolling each die likes as well. The first 20 rolls are always going to just be your standard random rolls just to kind of warm it up. Then we're going to switch to our long rolls. These are going to be down the hand all the way across the roll surface just to make sure it gets plenty of randomness. Then on our third set of 20 rolls, this is the drop test or the drop rolls. We're just going to drop it from a height and see if it likes to be rolled that way and see what it prefers. Then on our fourth set, we will be doing speed rolls. These are just chaotic, as fast as we can and as fast as we can calculate, so there's no time to prep or think about it and see if it likes the chaos. Then our final set will be charged rolls. We're gonna pamper the dice a little bit, give them a little bit of charge and a little bit of love, and then we're gonna let them roll and see if they like that. Once we do all 100, we find out, based on our personality profiles here, what kind of stats it likes. We find everything from the first and last number, the sum, the average, so these are going to be its strength and power score. Now, how many 20s and 1s it rolled. We're going to find out its favorite number, which number was rolled the most often. We'll find out its hated number, a number that was rolled at least once, but the least often. We'll also find out if it has any sticky numbers. Are there any numbers it just can't stop rolling over and over and over again in succession? And, of course, the forbidden numbers. If we roll 100 times and there's not a single number rolled, it is considered a forbidden number. You'd be surprised, this actually has happened quite a few times on our prior dice up in here. So you can see these are all our current stock. These are all up on the website right now, so if you want to go check those out, you can. But surprisingly enough, forbidden numbers are a lot more common than you think. So let's see if we find any today. I'd love to see if we could do some bets on that, but maybe that's for a different time. Let's begin today with the classic blue die, the blue D20 with white letters. So our first die for today, the first profile that we will be deciding is this gorgeous blue D20. I do really like the color on this one. You can kind of see just how clear it is based on the glow that it projects onto my hand. You can kind of see that. It's absolutely gorgeous. The numbering on it is actually one of the best, I will say, of our classic series. So usually the classic series are standard colors, standard build, plastic, and sometimes you might get a little bit of, a defect in the numbers, but I will say these are some of the crispest numbers that we have on any of our classic die. So let's find out right now with our first die of today, the blue with white, our classic D20, and the first of 8 personality profiles that we will be figuring out today. All right. Everything is ready. So the first 20 rolls are just going to be random, standard rolls, just trying to warm this dice up and see what we get. So let's begin. And our first roll is a 15. That is pretty good, starting out relatively strong. Let's see how the next 19 go with just rolling random. So now we rolled a 14. That one's a 3. We have, a 19. Okay, so far, so good. Rolling relatively strong. That is a 7. That is another 19. Okay. We have a 13. A lot of double digits on this one, which is good. Another 19. You're kidding me. I think this might be the strongest. That's an 11. This might be one of the strongest D20s we've seen coming out the gate on any of the first 20 rolls. That is an 8, so still in the single digits, but those are higher. That's a 7 and an 8, both on the higher spectrum of the single digits. There's a 12, so yet again we get some double digits. Let's look at this. We have a 10. It is loving those double digits on these first 20. That is a 12. Come on, can we get another 19? That is a 16. It's teasing me. Come on, give me another 19. That is a 5. Okay, maybe you can't ask it for anything. That's a 13. Maybe it just has a mind of its own. Come on. What do we got? There's our 20. So it took us 17 rolls to get our first 20 on the blue. Let's see how many more 20s we get. Put your predictions in chat of how many 20s the blue will roll. That is a 3, and the final 2 random warm-up rolls are 17 and 15 again. So we started with 15 and we ended the first 20 with 15. That is fantastic. This might be one of the strongest power scores and strength scores we have seen on any of the dice. All right, now we are moving to our second round of rolls. The next 20 are going to be long rolls. So we're going to see if this dice really likes to tumble. The goal of the long rolls is to go all the way down the hand and across the rolling surface to get the most rolls out of it. Let's begin like this. It is a 1. So perhaps it's telling us right out the gate what it does and doesn't like. Let me try that left-handed and see if it likes it any better. Okay, 17. Maybe it just doesn't like my right hand. Let's try that again with the right hand. Let's do a couple with the right hand and see. That is a 2. Anybody want to guess on whether or not this thing is going to enjoy my right hand? Okay. That is a 9. And let's do one more with the right hand. That's a 17. Okay. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's see if it tanks. And it's another 7. Okay. Now we're going to switch to the left hand. Maybe it's prejudiced. Maybe it doesn't like right-handers. Maybe this is the left-handed. No, that's a 4. No. Maybe it just doesn't like being rolled. Maybe that's the point. That's a 14. All right, so far these rolls have been tanked, so that's a 17. I don't know, maybe it's realizing I'm rolling left-handed again? 17, okay, so now it's caught on that I'm rolling left-handed. Maybe that's the problem. That's an 8. All right, let's see. So roll number 12, that's a 19, okay. Let's go back to my right hand and see if it tanks those rolls again. That's a 13, okay. Last time it took a roll or two for it to realize I changed hands. That's a 12. And let's do one more right-handed just to see. That's another 12. Maybe it's caught on that I've changed hands. Nope, that's a 19. Maybe it just didn't like the rolls at first, but again, a lot of double digits. That's an 11. See, that one didn't roll quite enough. That's an 18. No, that's not a 198. That's an 18. We're going to do one more long roll with the left hand, which is an 8, and then we'll do the final long roll with the right hand. And it is a 10. I know it hit the microphone, but it still rolled, so it counts. All right, so far, so good. I'm still thinking it preferred the standard warm-up rolls. I'm not convinced it likes long rolls. So the next set of 20 rolls for the blue dice is going to be our drop test rolls. So we're going to find out, does the dice just like it rough, and does it like to just get dropped? Let's go. Starting off with 11. It's not sure. It doesn't know if it likes to get dropped, but let's find out. It's a 5. Maybe it doesn't like to get dropped at all. That is a 3. Oh boy. Maybe it doesn't like it rough. That's a 16. That's an 18. I don't know. It likes the microphone. And that's a 2. Okay, so whenever it hit the microphone, it liked it. That's a 13. See, it gets near the microphone, loves it, goes away from the microphone. Oh, that's a 19. Let's find out. That's an 8. See? Up in this corner, it doesn't like being dropped. It gets near this, though, and it's an 18. So if you're drop rolling this dice, have a little microphone around. Apparently, it likes that. There's a 19 for you. That is a 2. That is another 19. No, actually, I think this thing just likes getting dropped. That is a 15. See, it didn't know it at first. That is a 16, everybody. That is a 16. We have only had, what is that? 2, 4, 5. We've only had 5 single digits on the drop test. 17. I'm pretty sure we can say definitively, so far, this dice prefers it rough. That is an 18. This might just be its strongest one. That is a 17. 2 more. We have a 14, and the last drop roll is a 16. I think that is 100% official that it, so far, prefers being dropped, all right? So the next set of 20 rolls, this is gonna be the speed roll. So as fast as I can roll and document, we are just gonna go. There is gonna be no time to think. It's gonna have no time to rest. Let's see how it does with the chaos and go. All right, that is a 20. It already likes it. That's a 3. Oh, it doesn't know what to do. That's a 7. It's confused. That's a 9. That's a 6. Uh-oh. It's a 16. Can it catch up? Oh, it's 3, 10. Oh, it doesn't like it. It's kind of confused. It doesn't know why we're going so fast. That's a 2. That's a 5. There was a 16 before that. That's another 5. That is a 14. It just can't handle the fast rolls. It doesn't know what it wants. That was an 11 and a 16. And our first one. Wait a second. It took us 77 rolls. It took 77 rolls for it to roll a 1. Then it rolled a 4. Just so you guys know that that's off the table, so that one doesn't count. Speed roll into a 13, and then a 15, and then the final speed roll is an... Oh, no. The final speed roll was a 15. So it took so long in order for that to roll its first 1. Absolute insanity. I don't even know what to think about that. All right, so with that, hopefully that means that this is a very lucky die. Now, the final one are going to be the charge rolls. Now that we've dropped it a bunch, and then now that we've sped it and gave it some chaos, now we're going to come back a little bit. We're going to take a step back, and we're going to treat it with a little bit more respect and love. Now we're going to see, does it like to get charged? Does it like to get pampered? So we're going to take our die, and we're just going to give it a little bit of a charge. And it's a 12 to start out with. So we're just going to give it a little bit of love and a charge, and it's a 3. So it's trying to come back from all that chaos, doesn't know what we're doing, but hey, you know what? Right now, it doesn't know. So we have 12, 3, 9, and then 15. All right, let's do another charge roll. That's a 2. I don't think it likes being pampered. I think it likes it rough. That's a 17. Let's do another charge roll. And it's a 12. Let's switch hand, or no, let's do 2 more with the left hand. That was a 17, and we'll do 1 more left-handed, and that's a 16. So let's switch hands. Do 10 more with that. So that's a 5, a 19. So it's not sure about it. I think it prefers the chaos and the roughness of being dropped, but who knows? Do some more charging. That's a 14. Oh, it's getting used to it. That's a 12. We have a 15. That's a 3. And 11. Couple more. Oh, there's a 1. So we've rolled 2 1s this whole time. That's an 8. Have we only rolled 120? I think we've rolled 120 and 2. Oh, no, actually, wait a second. We've rolled quite a few. No, I guess we did roll a 1 way earlier. Excuse me, we rolled a 1 on the first long roll. Interesting. I don't remember that, but I guess we did. And that was a 17. The last one was a 17. All right, and there we are. There we have it. We finally figured out this particular dice. So let me grab this personality profile, and we'll figure out exactly what it is. So to start out with, we have a classic die. It is classic, and this is our blue with white. As always, it is the color of the die and any particulars, and then the color of the text. On the back, we will write the VOD number as S0725. And as always, when you get these, you can always go check out the URL on the back, or I should say the QR code on the back will take you to our VOD channel, and then of course you'll have the VOD code right there, and then you'll have a timestamp once I make the episode. The timestamp will go here, so again, you'll always be able to see these before and after. Krista, how are you? So nice to see you. I am very excited, by the way. I keep checking my mailbox every single day, and yeah, you have no idea. I cannot wait to get my hands on that D20. You've reinvigorated me. I need that D20. I need to know how it rolls. So thank you so much. I am very excited to do this collab with you. I'm very excited to figure out that personality profile for you whenever it gets here. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Moving on with our blue die, let's talk about what it rolled, everybody. So its first number was a 15. Its 100th number, its last number, was a 17. The sum, or its total strength score, was 1153, one of the higher scoring dice we've had. The average, or its power score, is a 12. Again, that tells you right there, this may be the strongest dice we have. I don't know. We may only have one other 12. I think everything else is either a 10 or an 11 power score. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a strong die. Did anybody take bets on how many 20s we rolled? Because we only rolled 2 20s. But on the reverse of that, maybe this isn't such a great die because we rolled 4 1s. Its favorite number to be rolled, the one it rolled the most, is a 17. Its hated number, the number it rolled at least once but rolled the least of, is a 6. Sticky numbers, these are the numbers that were rolled the most consecutively. There are 3. There is a 5, a 12, and a 17. And this die rolled every single number. So there are no forbidden numbers. So once again, I shall present to you your blue D20 with its personality profile. Congratulations, everybody. Anybody who's interested in that one, let me go ahead and take some pictures, and then we will move on to the next. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that there. I hope it does get to us soon as well. Honestly, it probably should be there in the next day or two. All right, so let me just scoot this a little bit closer. And as always, we will take a picture with it showing its favorite number up top. Now, let me go quickly in here. We are going to add a new product, a dice profile. Here we go. Gotta take some pictures to make it look fancy. Boom. I should probably turn the flash off because that's not helping when it's that close. Alrighty then. Okay, that doesn't actually look that bad, but hilariously, I did turn the flash off. I don't know why. Okay, there we are. How else should I always, I never really know how to take the pictures for these. I never know what's gonna, make it really look good. And bam. Ooh, that's a nice picture. I like that one. All right, so classic D20. Blue with white. No, blue with a B, not a V. That would help. And it's D20. Thank you. All right, so the description, this is episode S0725. So everyone can do that. It is not on sale. This is our classic D20. And it is 1 in stock, not unlimited. Categories are unavailable. For some reason, I have to do that on the website, but I'll take care of that later. So D20 and classic. No. D20. Classic. There we go. Done. Status is going to be visible and done. All right. The blue with white is on the website. That is now live. And anybody can go get it. So we will do that, and that is the first one. Congratulations, everybody. I don't know why I'm congratulating you. You just had to sit here and watch. To our next one. So our next die for today is going to be our first prestige dice of today. This prestige dice is a very gorgeous and I usually don't say this about orange because I usually don't like the color orange, but this is a very gorgeous orange sparkle with gold with gold numbers, and I really appreciate that. That is a nice stark contrast. I'm going to try to let the sparkles show off here just a little bit if I can. I don't know if yeah, there we go. There we go. You see those sparkles in there? Nice gold sparkles, but they don't clash with the gold lettering. I gotta say that is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very excited for this one. So there is our orange sparkle with gold. So we are going to figure out the personality profile for the orange, and we will do so by rolling, as always, 100 rolls. Now, those rolls are going to be categorized into 5 categories. The first 20 rolls are going to be standard, regular, random rolls that I'm just going to do to warm up the dice. Then we're going to do 20 long rolls, that is down the hand and across the board. Then we go into the drop test, where we drop the dice and see if it likes it rough. Then we're going to go into the speed roll. This is kind of the chaotic challenge where I roll as fast as I can and document it as fast as I can with no preamble. And then the last 20 are going to be charged rolls. We're going to baby the dice a little bit, give it a little bit of love, and see if it likes it. So, join us now as we begin with the orange sparkle. And again, first 20 are just going to be random, regular rolls. Let's go. So it starts out, ooh, little difficult to see. That is a 7. All right, so not starting out super strong, but that's okay. It needs a little bit of a warm up. Oh, that's a 2. Okay. Hey, you know what? Not every dice needs to roll high. Sometimes you need a dice that roll low. That is an 18. So let's get through some of these. That's a 3. Oh, that's off the board, so we don't count that one. That is a 7. We have a 17. Okay. It's a little all over the place. It's a 15. We're starting to balance out now. That's a 13. And we have, ooh, I think that's a 19. Yep, that is a 19. Not bad, not bad. Ooh, wait, hang on a second. Something happened here. We had already done the first 9, ending on that last 19. Actually, no. That is a 15. So that was the 10th roll that we did. So let me go over here. That was the 10th roll, or 15 was the 10th roll. There we go. All right, so coming back in right where we belong. All right, so let's continue with, again, just the warm-up rolls, and we're just trying to get through them. So that is a 20. That is our first 20. Only took 11 rolls to get to our first 20. We have a 12. We have a 13. We have another 20. The 2 20s in the first. Okay, that's a 3. Maybe the break was a good thing. That's a 12. That's another 15. That's a 15 again. Yeah, that's another 15. This thing loves those 15s. That's an 8. And the final is a 17. So those are the first 20 rolls. I think my camera's a little bit crooked. Let me double check for that. There we go. That's a little better. I feel like I'm a little less crooked now. There, okay. Much, much, much better. All right, so now we are doing the second set of 20 rolls, which are going to be the long rolls. Again, these are going to be down the hand, across the board, seeing if it likes the actual randomness of the full roll. So starting with the left hand, we'll do 10 with the left, 10 with the right, and see if it matters at all. So first one is a 3. I don't know if it's going to like these long rolls or not. That one is a 4. That is 2 out the gate, but that's also what it did in the last rolls. Ooh, that's a 2. Not liking this, is it? That is a 3. All right, I am pretty sure this die does not want to be rolled. All right, that's a 14. And that's a 13, still going down even though it spiked. Is that a 16? I think that's a 16. That is a 16. Okay, so that's three singles, 3 doubles. Now we have another 15. All right, let's find out what it likes. That's an 11. We have, oh, I think that's a 3 again. Yeah, that's another 3. Okay, this die does not like these rolls. We get a 19, but don't be confused. It may not stay up there. Okay, that's a 20. Okay, maybe it's just messing with us. Maybe it's gonna end out strong. That's a 10. It's just confusing now. See, it doesn't know what it wants. It doesn't even know what it wants. What do we got there? That's a 7. We have a 12. We have a 19. Okay, so maybe this one isn't doing too bad. Maybe this doesn't mind it. That looks like another 19. Oh, no, that's a 16. Still not terrible. We have 3 more of these long rolls. Let's see if it matters. There's a 15. That's another 1. And its 20th long roll is going to be, I think that's an 8. That is an 8. All right, so didn't fully appreciate the long rolls. There was quite a few double digits. It started out pretty small, but I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced it liked those. So now as our third set of 20 rolls, we are going to move into the drop test or the drop rolls and see if this particular one likes it rough. So starting with our first drop roll, that looks like a 13. That is a 13. Okay. So starting with double digits, not terrible. Dropping again, we get a 10. And continuing on, an 11. So double digits all around, but we got a 6 that time. Doing another drop, we get a 13. Oh, that's a 13. No, that's a 19. Excuse me, a 19. Not the easiest one to see at an angle. That is a 4. That is a 20. Okay, so perhaps it does like it a little bit more rough than it does like it long. That is 2. We have, oh, that looks like a 6. That is a 6. Perhaps not. I don't know. We're going to find out, though. 19. That is a 5. We have a 14 there. No, yeah, we have a 14 there. A 13. That's only a 7. We have another 7. Ooh, okay, 7's across the board. Oh, no, bounced out. That's our third bounce out for today. Got to keep track of those. That's another 14. That is a 9. Okay, we got 3 more drop rolls. Let's try with the right hand this time. That's an 18. I believe that's an 18. That is an 18. Okay, so maybe it prefers the right hand. That's a 15. Ending it strong. 1 more on the drop test, and it's a 19. So perhaps this particular die prefers if you were right-handed. So far, those last ones really, really liked it. All right, now this is the speed roll. This is where we're just going to be very chaotic, roll it as fast as we can, document it as fast as we can, and give it no time to breathe or feel anything about its rolls. We just got to go and see if it enjoys the chaos. So beginning with the first one, and that's a 15. We have a 14. That's a 2. 18. 3. That's off the board. That's number 4. That's a 8. Nope, not a 5. That's an 8. That is a 19. That is an 8. A 20. A 9. A 6. That's another 9. A 12. Okay, I don't know if it likes the chaos or not. That's a 4. That's a 17. Another 17. Another 13. A 2. 2 more. That's an 11. And the last chaos roll of the 12. Definitely did not like that one. A lot more single digits in the chaos round. So now we're going to go back a little bit. We're going to take a step back. We dropped it. We chaos rolled it. Now let's give it a little bit of love. Let's give it a little bit of a charge and see if it prefers a little bit of love. That's a 4 coming out of the chaos round. Probably still a little dizzy. Let's give it a chance. That's 15. All right, that's a 4. Do another charge, and that's a 6. Another little charge. We got a 7. All right, that's a 13. Still not sure about all of that negative treatment from before. That was a 5. A 4. I don't think it likes us anymore. That's a 6. And we'll do 1 more with the left hand. That's a 20. Okay, now let's switch up to the right hand. Let's see if it actually matters which hand it likes. That's an 18. Okay, so we had 20, we had 18. That's a 7. Okay, maybe it just doesn't like anything. Maybe this is just a true, good, honest die. That's a 15. This is probably the nicest one we've seen in a minute. That's a 2. Several of the dice seem to be slightly leaned one direction, but this one, that's another 17. This one's very well balanced, I think. That's a 15. It's kind of all over the place. Doesn't know what it wants. That's a 2. You see that going 17, 15, 2. I mean, that's a 9 right there. What else would you want in a balanced die? And a 13 to end it. All right, so let's find out what the personality is. So moving to the personality profile. This is a prestige die. And we have our orange sparkle with gold. This episode title is S0725. And as always, before or after, you'll get the VOD code that will be on YouTube. You can use that after you purchase the QR code there to go to the VOD channel, and that will have the VOD code as well as the timestamp when we're all said and done, and those will be the way that you will be able to check that out whenever you need to, before or after. Don't mess up on me now. Don't mess up on me, TikTok. Don't do that again. All right, so let's move on to the numbers. Well, the first number that we rolled with the orange sparkle was a 7. The last number that we rolled was a 13. Its sum, or its strength score, is 1088. Not terrible. We've seen stronger and weaker. Its power score is an 11. It rolled 6 20s, but it only rolled 2 1s. Its favorite number to roll out of everything was a 15. Its most hated number, the number that it rolled at least once, but the least often, it actually split into 3 numbers. Those numbers hated are 1, 10, and 16, the least rolled of all of them. Sticky numbers, the numbers being the ones that rolled the most consecutively, there are 3 as well. That is going to be 7, 15, and 17. And this die rolled all 20 numbers, so there are no forbidden numbers on this die. So, once more for the audience, let's move it to its favorite number, which is 15. I will show it off to the audience. I will take pictures. We'll post it on the website, and we will move on. There's the 15. All right, there we are. There is your orange sparkle with gold, complete with personality. Let us take some pictures, and we will get that up on the website. So where's my 15? That's your favorite number. And if you'd like to look at our current stock, or if you'd like to purchase this particular die, you can do so at misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. And we will be adding this one under dice profiles. It's a physical item. Let's take some pictures. Nice. There. Take a picture from up top. Got to get a couple different angles so you can kind of see what it's all about. And we'll do it on a different background as well, just so we can show off contrast of colors. Boom. And there we are. So this one is a Prestige D20. It is the orange sparkle with golden numbers. S0725 is the VOD number. This is a Prestige D20. Yes, Prestige D20. We only have 1 in stock. Tags are D20 and Prestige. I will add the categories later because I, for whatever reason, can't do that on mobile, but I can do that on the website. And we are going to set that to visible. So, bam, 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 bam. Photos are up. That one is live. So, the orange sparkle is now live, as well as the blue with white classic. 2 die down, 6 to go. Moving on to the next one. So, ooh, I'm actually really excited for this next one. Do you know why, chat? Do you know why I'm excited for this next one? If you were paying attention on the first stream before we had some issues, this is going to be our first legendary for today. Our first legendary dice is going to be a liquid core. It's going to be one of these, and we don't even know what it looks like yet. I'm very excited. So, if you're just showing up, Welcome to the Dice Profile, the only place where you get to know your die before you buy. That's right, we roll all of our D20s 100 times. We develop 10 stats, and those 10 stats create one personality profile. If you haven't seen it before, I will go ahead and show it here for you. The dice personality shows everything from the first, the last, the sum, the average, number of 20s, number of ones, favorites, hated, sticky and forbidden numbers on the back of them. They will all have a QR code to our VOD channel where they will have a VOD number as well as a timestamp so you can check out your purchases before or after you buy. So that's the beauty of this, is before or after you can get to know your die before you buy. So as of right now, we are going to get to our first legendary D20 of the day, and it is the very first liquid core personality profile that we have done. I'm very excited because I've always been curious to know if the type of core matters. So we're going to find out if this liquid core rolls any different than any of the D20s we've done before. Join me if you're excited. So let's discover what this one looks like. Ooh, love this one. This is our teal liquid core with purple lettering. Look at that gorgeousness. It actually looks very blue lettering on here, but believe me, that numbering is purple. It is not blue, but that teal is coming through quite nicely. And give it a little bit of a shake, and you can see it sparkle inside as it moves around. So let's find out if this D20 rolls any different, starting with our first 20, standard rolls, just warming it up, nothing fancy here. Then we're gonna do long rolls, drop rolls, speed rolls, and of course, charged rolls to end it. But join us as we look at the very first 20 rolls of the liquid core. Let's give it a good shake. Let's make sure that it's as much dispersed as possible because we don't want it to be all on one side. So here we go. Random rolls, starting with a 3. That is a 13. Ooh, a little difficult to see, I will say. That is a 20. Only took 3 rolls to get to our first 20. Look at that. That is a 13. We have a 18 after that. Not bad. All right. Then, oh man, this is so difficult to read at an angle. I will say that. Be careful with this one. That is an 18. That one you definitely want to have perfect eyes on. That is a 19. Wow, this is a heavy roller, everybody. That is a 17. This may be the strongest dice we've ever rolled. So far, we've only had 3 numbers under 15. That's insane. Let's keep on going. Oh, wait. But it only took 9 rolls to see our first one. So maybe we're not perfect yet. Maybe it's not the strongest. That one's an 8. That was our first 10 rolls. And number 11, we have another 1. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. That roll was a 10. Let's find out what we get out of this. We have another 16. We have a 19. I don't know. Maybe those were just some flukes. That is an 11. That's a 3. We only have a couple more rolls to this warm-up. We have 16. Wow, this is super strong right now. We have 10, 2 more rolls. We have an 11, and the final 20th roll for the warm-up is a 5. That right there may be one of the strongest first 20 rolls we have ever seen. So we're going to find out if this continues that path. So next 20 rolls are going to be the long rolls. These are going to be down the hand across the board just to make sure it has the most chance at randomness. And we're going to find out if it prefers that over any other type of roll. So here we go. First, they're going to be left-handed. We'll see if it cares about left or right-handed. Who knows? But first 10, left-handed. Let's go. Down and out. That is a 3. So far, not great. That looks like a 16. Yes, that is a 16. All right, so that is a 13. Still very good in the double digits. That's another 13. Okay. So perhaps this might be the strongest die. That is a 20. Let's go. Another 20. And that was also close enough to the last one. That is an 8. Let's see. What else? That is another 8. All right. Take your bets. Is this going to be the strongest dice we've had just yet? That's a 7. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's cooled off a little bit. That's a 2. Maybe we just rolled all of the good numbers already. We have a 12 for number 20, or for number 30. 10 more long rolls. Let's do a 13. We'll switch hands to see if it cares whether it's left or right-handed. That's an 11. Let's do it again with the right hand. Down the hand, across the board. That looks like a 17. That is a 19, excuse me. Let's do it again. That's a 14. All the way across the board, that's a 12. Let's do another one. We have a couple more to go. That looks like a 10. This one is actually pretty good to be seen on the camera, surprisingly enough. That looks like a 8. I believe that's an 8. That is an 8. We have a couple more, 3 more long rolls. That's a 13. Let's do 2 more long rolls. That is a 2. So I'm looking at the stats here. Looks like the first 20 were a lot stronger, but wow, are we getting plenty of high double digits. And for the last long roll, it is a 4. Okay, so pretty consistent right now. Mostly double digits. Pretty strong looking die. All right, now we are down to the drop test. Let's find out if a liquid core likes to be dropped. All right, starting with, oh, see, that was our 5th out of the box. Got to keep the count of those ones, but that one doesn't count. So let's go back in the box and do the drop test. So first number in the drop test is a 9. Wow, look at that bounce. Did liquid cores just bounce more than other dice? Let's find out. All right, that's a 1. So that's so far, this die alone has jumped out of the box twice on the drop test. That is a 9? No, that's a 6. Wow, crappy numbers out there. Wow, that's a 1. This die does not like to be dropped. That's a 4. We haven't had a single double digit yet. Wow, that's a 3? No, come on now. That's a 9. 8 rolls. 8, number 8 right here. Oh, you're kidding me. That's a 6. 8 rolls, and it has not rolled a double digit. Understand that the first 20 had only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. The first 20 only had 6 single digits. The second 20 had 9. So far, this one has had 8 straight single digits. Do not drop the liquid core dice, at least this particular one. It does not like it. That's a 4. Are we going to get a full 10 single digit? That's insane. Oh, no, there you go. That's the 19. It broke the record, but that was 9 single digit numbers. This particular die does not like to be dropped. And there's a third one out the box alone with this one. That's an 11. That's still double digits, but that's low. Ooh, there's another single digit. That's a 6. That's a 10. Lowest double digit you can get. That's an 8. Another 7. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. How is this? That's an 8. This thing has only dropped 3 double digits, and then 2 of them were a 10 and an 11. You're kidding me right now. Another 10. That one, see, so that was interesting. I did drop it, but I hit the corner here, and you saw it roll. That rolled an 18. I think that's definitive proof this does not like to get dropped. And that last one, and it rolled just a little bit, is a 13. Oh, that was 19. And the last one's a 5. That calls it. This particular one, the teal with purple, the teal liquid core with purple, does not like to be dropped. We have learned that the hard way. But does it like to chaos? Does it like to not have a chance to breathe? Let's find out by rolling this dice 20 times as fast as I can, document it as fast as I can, no preamble, and we're just going to see if it enjoys the chaos. Let's begin. So that is a 6 and a 17. That's another 17. That's a 16. That's a 14. Wow, okay, so anytime, that's a 20, anytime that's a 14, this thing wants to just be rolled. That was a 2, that's a 19, that's a 3, that was a 3, then an 8, and then a 6. Oh, that was off the board. That's number 5 for it. 19, 17, 15, 14. Wow, 14. This thing loves to get rolled. It just wants to be rolled. All it wants is a chance to roll. That was a 6, and the final speed roll is a 2. So much better than the drop rolls. Definitely, if you pick this die up off of our site, the teal with purple, don't drop it. It doesn't like it. All right, now the charged rolls. Let's see. It didn't like the drop. It didn't mind the speed roll. So let's see if we give it a little bit of love. Let's just, charge it up, give it a little bit of love. And we start those 20 with a 14. Let's do a little bit more. Ooh, is that an 18? That's an 18. Yeah, this one just wants to be rolled. A little bit of love. Oh, but that's a 1. That's a 1. Maybe that was just telling us that, hey, don't get rough with me anymore. That was a 3. Oh, there's your 10. Okay, let's go. Another 10. All right, all right, all right. Let's go with an 11. It doesn't like being pampered too much. It still wants to get in there and really be rolled. That's an 18. That's a 13. So there's your 3. That was the first 10 with the charged rolls. Here's the next 10 charged rolls. That's an 18. Let's switch hands. Let's see if there is any difference with the right hand. That's a 1. Maybe it doesn't like my right hand. Maybe it was just wants to be consistent. Maybe that's it. We're changing it up too much. That was a 5. Let's... Ooh, is that another 1? That's another 1. I don't think it likes my right hand. I think it prefers left-handers. That's a 14. Most of the other rolls were with my left hand. And that's a 5. Let's go back to the left hand and see if we can't get a couple more double digits here. That's a 2. That's a 5. Maybe it just doesn't like the inconsistency. Maybe you just need to roll this thing. That's another 5. This thing just wants to be rolled one way and one way only. And our final number is a 6. Okay. So I'm very confused. I'm extremely confused. I thought this was going to be a super heavy hitter. I mean, that first round, outside of the very first number being a 3, we had 13, 20, 13, 18, 18, 19, 17. I thought this thing was going to be a super heavy hitter. But those drop rolls, 9 in a row with single digits, did us no favors. So let's type this one up or write this one up. All right. So this is our legendary. Legendary die. This is our teal liquid core with purple. And our episode number, as always, for this episode is S0725. All right, let's talk about what this die rolled. The first number it rolled was a 3. The last number it rolled was a 6. You know what? That actually may be all you need to know to figure out what exactly happened. Its sum, or its strength score, I have to say, might be the lowest of any die we've rolled, 997. I would have to double check, but that might be the weakest strength score we've ever had. Its average, or its power score, is a 10. I'm actually surprised that's not a 9, to be completely honest with you. But hey, you know what? That's why we do this. Number of 20s. Did anyone ask, or did anyone put bets in chat on how many 20s? Because it only rolled 3. Conversely, though, anyone want to know how, or anyone want to put a guess on how many 1s it rolled? Because it was a 7. 7 1s. Its favorite number to roll is a 13. Maybe that also should have told us everything we need to know, yeah? Its hated number, the number it rolled at least once, but the least, is a 15. Now, sticky numbers. Wow, this thing had a lot of sticky numbers. I don't even know if I could write that many sticky numbers. Let me find out how many sticky numbers that actually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This basically had all the sticky numbers. You're kidding me here. I don't even know if I could write all of these, but we're going to try. So the sticky numbers, the ones that kept just getting rolled over and over and over, let's see here. They were 5, 8, 10, 13, 14, 17, and 18. And it rolled every number, so there are no forbidden numbers. This is the first one, everybody. This is the first profile that has been too small to record on. So if you end up liking this one, let's see, its favorite number was a 13. Let's show that off. If you like to have a very unique and curious die, not only is it a liquid core, not only is it gorgeous, but this is definitely the most unique personality we've ever rolled, because look at all those sticky numbers. They actually had to go into the forbidden zone just to put them all on there. Absolute insanity, but you know what? That's why we do this. So let me take some pictures. We'll get this up on the website for sale, and we'll move on because we still have 5 more dice to roll. So its favorite number is a 13. We put the 13 face up. Always show off its favorite number. Or at least if it has more than one favorite number, it's always showing the highest of the two favorite numbers. So let's take some fancy photos here. I gotta remember to move this over so I can actually, boom. That's fine. No, focus on the die. Yep. And then for contrast, we showed off on the blue. Because it's always nice to be able to show off different colors, different situations. All right, so this is our legendary D20. Teal liquid core with purple. Episode S0725. This is our legendary D20. Stock of 1. And also I will tag it with liquid core. There we go. Done. Let's see. Status is going to be visible and posted. All right. So our teal with purple has officially been posted. So if you want to look at that die or any other die that we've ever rolled, misfitgamestudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. And there are the first 3 profiles that we've done today. And now we can move on to our mystery bag set. But I have noticed that, A, it's a little bit quiet in here. So I think I'm going to try a little chill hop. Because that'll be kind of nice, yeah? A little bit of background music should be fine. That'd be nice. All right, so the next we are going to be doing is our mystery bag set. So let me know now what you guys think is going to happen with this one. What do you think it's going to look like? Anybody, any guesses in chat on what this is about to look like? Also, what is going on over in Chill Hop Land? Okay, we're still going strong there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so any guesses in chat on what our prestige dice are going to look like today? This is a mystery dice set. It is resin. I don't know. I am hoping for, I'm going to guess a dual color. I'm thinking a primary color with a swirl. So two-tone color, swirl. And I want to say, I think that the numbering is not going to be standoutish. I think it's going to be subdued. So I think we'll get like if it's a dark dice, the numbers will also be dark. That's my guess. Let's find out, shall we? This is Fan Roll's Misfit Dice Set. Adopt a Misfit Mystery Dice. Let's find out what exactly we get. First time I'm gonna lay eyes on these dice as well. So, for our today's Prestige Dice Set, we are rolling... Ooh! This is truly a Misfit Dice Set. These are not all the same die. Oh my! I was actually expecting them all to be the same, but let's take a look at what we have. So this is the dice set, truly a Misfit dice set. Everything's a little bit different here. There's our D20, but before we look at that one, let's take a look at what this dice set is gonna get you. So you are gonna get, from the bottom up, you are gonna get, ooh, a nice, oh, this is so nice. This is a smoked out D4. So it's hard to see through it, but it's nice and smoky. That is such a cool D4. So we get a smoky D4. Moving on up to the D6, this is very interesting. This is giving me like, I don't know, like fire engine, because we have red numbers with this yellow and stone D6. Look at that yellow and stone look. And with those red numbers, fascinating. I'm really curious. I love that D4. Not a huge fan of the D6, but that's all right. Then we move on to our D8. Now the D8 is very similar to the D6, except we have two different colors. It is half translucent, so it's more like, this one is definitely an amethyst. So this is very amethyst inspired. We have a D8 that is a amethyst purple, as you can see on one side, and then we have this like amber that's perfectly see-through, or like nice and translucent on the other. So we have a half translucent amethyst and amber D8 to go along with this mystery misfit dice set. Moving on up to the D10. Wow. Okay, I'm jealous. I am so jealous, everybody. I have never seen a dice like this. Okay, so the first standard D10 is another amethyst type. So we have another type of amethyst look. Believe me, it's more purple on my side than it is on your side. It looks a lot more blue, but this is definitely purple with red letters, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if I can actually show off a little bit more. Oh, there we go. No, it's just looking absolutely blue on your end. No, it's a little bit too blue, but yeah, this thing is a gorgeous purple. Hard to show off, but that's amazing. That one's great. Those two are great because those fit so well together. The purples on my side match so well. But what I'm really jealous of is this one. This is the percentile 10, and it is nearly completely blacked out. This is onyx, and there's a little bit of a blue sparkle, so it's almost like you can see the sparkle there. It's like a deep galaxy black, and look at those numbers. Those numbers are blacked out. This is a completely blacked out sparkling D10, and I'm so jealous. I have never seen a blacked out die like this, and you can have it. This can be yours. This can be absolutely yours. Oh my gosh. I don't know, we may have to bump this up to legendary. I don't know. Oh, this is such a cool set, but I don't know, maybe I think it needs to be prestige. I think legendary. Legendary usually means there's something magical or fantastic. I mean, before they were glow in the dark on the liquid cores, so no, these will stay prestige. And this is interesting. Okay, I will say this isn't my favorite looking die. Looks like there may have been a small manufacturing defect, or it's just unique. But we have this red and white with gold lettering D12 that goes along with this set. So this is your misfit setup here that are gonna come with this D20. So this D20 is, I'm gonna say this is definitely like a copper amber. It's almost like, it's not quite translucent, but it's like two-tone. It's definitely more amber with like copper tones underneath and purple numbering. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. This is the most unique set I think I have ever seen. And it can be yours at misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiler. Once we get this D20 here, right here, once we get that rolled and figured out, these are gonna be yours. So we're gonna put all of these guys to the side, because this will be its container once we're all said and done. And we're gonna find out what this D20 is all about. So let me get the next profile set up, and we will begin with our 100 rolls of this legendary misfit D20. As always, the first 20 are going to be random rolls, then we're going to do long rolls, then we move into drop rolls, then the speed chaos challenge, and then of course we move into the charged rolls at the end. So let's find out exactly what this die wants. First 20, random, warm up, let's go. Let's see. Ooh, difficult to read from afar. That was a 3. I thought it was an 8, but it was a 3. All right, that one, ooh, that's a 10. Definitely difficult to read if you don't have a proper glare on it. That's a 1. So it only took 3 rolls to get to a 1. This one's not very impressive so far. That is an 11. It is gorgeous, but we're only warming up. It's only the first 20. It's just fresh out of the bag. It needs to figure out who it is. That was a 6, by the way. All right, that was a 15. And that was a 16. Okay, it's starting to figure out what it wants. That was an 18. Come on, keep that up. Let's go. That was a 9. It's hitting all the numbers, right? That was a 14. It's getting them all. It's trying to figure out what it wants to do with its life. What number is it? Oh, that's so difficult to read. That's a 15. This die is difficult to read if you don't have a glare. The glare makes it so much nicer to read. That was a 2. That was an 18. No, that was a 16. 17. Man, this is a difficult one. The speed challenge is going to be hard on this die. That last one was an 8. And then we get a 15, a 1, an 8, a 14, and last random roll, a 12. Wow, okay. 14 and 12. All right, well, let's see if this prefers the long roll. So again, the long roll is going to be down the hand, all the way down the hand, across the board, and we'll see if it prefers to have a little bit more randomness with its roll. Let's begin. So, long roll. Ooh, difficult to read again from so far away, but it starts with a 2. Is this going to be the weakest die we've ever rolled? Of course, it's possible, but I don't know. That was a 10. This thing is not liking anything. Like, really, it's not liking anything above a 15 right now. That's a 3. Let's see what we got there. That was a 19. Put your bets in now on which type of roll it'll like the most. That one was an 18. Okay, so it's liking the longer rolls. Given a chance to roll itself out, it's liking it. That was an 11. So far, only 2 single digits. That was a 6. Okay, that's our 3rd single digit. Maybe not. That was a 5. It doesn't know what it wants. That's all I'm going to say. This thing does not know what it wants. That's a 4. Okay, another long roll, and that gave us an 8. Okay, nope, not a 5. That was an 8. And that was our first 10. So let's switch hands, see if it prefers a right-handed roller. So that that's our first 20. Maybe that's what it needed, was a right-handed roller. It took 31 rolls, but we finally got our first 20. It only took 3 rolls to get our first 1. You make of that what you will. All right, that next roll right-handed was a 17. Perhaps the right-handed roll is the way to go for this one. If you're right-handed, maybe you'll want to pay attention to this die. That is a 16. All right, let's do another long roll right-handed, and we get a 13, I believe. Yep, that's a 13. This thing is very difficult to read if you don't have a proper glare on it. I will keep saying that. 14, that is another 14. I'm thinking it prefers a right-hander. Ooh. That's an 8. It's not the worst single digit. Let's keep going with the right hand until we finish out here. That was an 11. 3 more right-handed long rolls and we'll figure out what it likes. That was a 20. So it's gotten 2 20s with the right-handed long roll. Perhaps this is the one it likes the most. All right, and that was a 16. And the final long roll is and 18. So between left-handed and right-handed so far, this is a right-hander die. Now we are going to move to the drop test. That's right, we are going to drop roll this and see if it prefers it a little bit rough. Let's find out. All right, that first drop roll was a 13, coming up hot. All right, that's a 12. Okay, let's keep it going. That was a 10. And we get a 4. Let's do a little bit of a higher drop. Let's see. Ooh, does it like it? No, that was a 3. I don't know if it likes the very tall drops. That was an 11. Let's do a smaller drop, yeah? And that was a 15? That was a 16. So, yeah, maybe it wants just the small drop. See, you hit it on the side, it rolls a little bit, it's happier. That was a 2, maybe not. I spoke too soon. That one rolled into the wall, and that was a 19. Let's try that one. Let's drop it and see if it goes into a wall. If that's what it likes. Nope, that was a 3. I don't know what it wants. It doesn't want anything. It just wants to be difficult. That was a 13. Let's try right-handed drops and see if that changes it. That was an 18. I'm telling you, it's liking that right hand more. That's the first time it's gone out of the box. Like 7th time today, though. That was a 17. Let's do some more drop rolls. We got a few more to go. That was a 10. I'm pretty sure this likes right-handers. I'm just saying. I'm just going to kind of call it now. That's a 2. Maybe that should be one of the personalities that we do, is it like left hand or right hand? That's a 1. But the thing is we have to roll every single one 10 and 10. And I don't know. That seems like a lot. That's a 14. Let's do more drop rolls. That was a 15. And we only have 2 more drop rolls to go to see what it likes. That's an 18. And final drop roll, right-handed. That's off the board, so let's try it one more time. And we got an 8. All right, so maybe it likes it, maybe it doesn't. We're not 100% sure, but let's keep going. So this is the speed roll challenge. This is going to be a little bit more difficult for me, so I'm going to move this a little bit closer, because with the speed roll challenge, I just need to roll it as fast as I can with no preamble and no time for anyone to think, because we want to see if it really enjoys that chaos. So 20 rolls as fast as I can. I'll move it here so I can read. That is a 12. That is an 8. That was a 1, a 10, an 8, 17, 16, 20, hey, 7, 8, it doesn't like this, 5, 3, 5, 16, 7, 18, 2, 20, hey, you know, at least I got 120, 11, and a 2. I'm pretty sure, even though it got 2 20s in that roll, it got mostly single digits, so we're going to say it doesn't like the chaos. But let's find out if it prefers some lovin'. Let's look at a charged roll and see if it prefers just a little bit of pampering before we roll it. That's an 11. It's not a bad start. It's not terrible. Better than the last round. That was a 9. Now remember, this is starting out with my left hand. That was a 4, so maybe it's having a problem with my handedness. That was an 18. So 11, 9, 4, 18 on these charged rolls. I don't know. That was a 6. I'm just thinking it's my left hand. I don't think it likes the left hand. That was a 7. And we get another 11, and now we're on to our 8th charged roll, and that's another 11. We get roll number 9, which is a 14, and roll number 10 charge on the left hand is 10. So let's switch hands. Let's see if it likes a charge with the right, and you better. Let me move this a little bit closer again. And we get, an 18. Okay, so that's already better. I'm thinking this is a right-hander's die. That's an 8, but maybe I'm mistaken. Who knows? That's another 8. Maybe it's just messing with me. That's a 7. Let's see. That was a 10. That's an 8. So I'm just thinking that this thing doesn't like me. Maybe it's just not my particular dice. That was, a 17. 3 more charged rolls to go, and we will find out what this die is all about. That last one was a 15. I think that's a 5. I want to say that was a 5. That was a 5. And the last roll for this die, the Misfit dice set, it was a 7. So, hopefully you were paying attention, but if not, we're about to go over it all. Not to worry. Let's see what this personality is all about. So, this is our Prestige dice set. So, our Prestige, we are calling this one, what do I want to call that? It's definitely amber, milky amber. We'll call that a milky amber. Milky amber with purple. That's the lettering, yep. This is going to be episode S0725. And as always, after purchase or beforehand, we will have the episode posted on YouTube. You'll be able to see the VOD number. You can get there with the QR code, and it'll have a timestamp once the episode's been edited. So you'll be able to see all of the personalities before or after you buy. And let's talk about what happened here. So, what happened with this dice? Well, its first number was a 3. Its last number was a 7. That might tell you all you need to know. Its power, or its strength score, the sum of everything it rolled, not the worst we've seen even today, but not the highest, 1059. So, not bad. Could be better. Its power score, its average, was an 11. The number of 20s, take your bets now. The number of 20s it rolled was 4. Does anybody remember how many 1s it rolled? Because it was also 4. Very, very nice and neat across the board there. I appreciate that. Its favorite number, the one rolled most often, was an 8. Its hated number, the number rolled at least once, but the least often, we actually have 2. We have a 9 and a 19. The sticky number, the numbers that were rolled the most consecutive, we have 2, 8, and 11. And this die rolled every number. So, no forbiddens today. No forbiddens just yet, but its favorite number was an 8. So we will give one more show before I take pictures and roll it, but there is your Milky Amber with purple letters. Let's get some pictures, throw it up on the website, and we'll get to some more die. So we always show the favorite number when we take a picture. Gotta show off what it prefers. That's how you stay consistent. So, physical product, let's go taking pictures of the Milky Amber. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. And one more on the blue contrast. Yeah, that makes it look fantastic. All right, so let's see, that was the Milky Amber with purple. I've also got to take a picture of it with all its other dice. Just so everybody knows, this was S0725. This is a prestige dice set. We only have one in stock. This is truly unique. Perfect. And let's take some more pictures of everything. All right. Let's do it like this. I'll do one more. With all of the kids around the profile. Yeah, oh, that looks so good. See, that one actually really shows off most of the die. Wait, we have detected inactivity? What are you talking about? No, I'm still here. I'm still here. What you talking about inactivity? What you talking about, Willis? We're doing this. All right, so this prestige dice set, the entire set, all of these dice, this 7-piece set is now live on the website for sale, profile for the D20. So this dice set comes in a proper Chessex style box. Our personality profiles, of course, perfectly fit specifically for this reason. We specifically designed our profiles so they were always available for display for your dice set. And that's the whole point. Any dice that we sell you, that you pick up, will come with the dice the box and its personality profile. But that is now number 4 that we've done today. So the next one we are doing is the classic D20. This is a very gorgeous green with white, very similar to the blue. So very similar to this one over here. And I guess since it's gonna be pretty easy, we're gonna roll this 100 times. First 20 are gonna be random and warm-ups. Then we're gonna do 20 long. We're gonna do 20 drop rolls. We're gonna do 20 speed rolls, and then we're going to do 20 charged rolls. And we're gonna find out exactly what this die has in store. Join us. Now let's begin with the standard regular warm-up rolls. Wow, okay, we are starting out absolutely strong. Isn't there like a thing I can do? I don't even think that's available. I don't think that did anything. Anyway, yeah, that's a 1. This thing is starting out weak. We are starting out weak with a 1. Let's see if it gives us anything better than that. Then it gives us a 6. Well, at least we're climbing. Nope, now we're back down to 2. This may be one of those crap die that you just need to give out to somebody that you want to roll bad. That was a 12. That was a 2. Maybe this is good for an NPC who's down on their luck. That's a 5. Or who doesn't need any. That is another 1. We've already had 2 1s in the first 8 rolls. Come on now. That's an 8. That's a 16. I mean, you're making it seem like it's okay. And then that's a 5. So first 10 rolls, only 2 double digits. This one's not looking too good, but we'll continue with a 13. And then an 18. A 19. An 8. Ooh, we got a 19 again. Okay, so maybe it's coming back. Maybe it's going to figure... Nope, that's a 4. And that's a 9. I'm not sure this one's coming back. This might be the weak die today. That's a 4. There's an 18, and the last of the 20 is a 6. Okay, so now it's nice and warmed up. We've done a couple rolls. Let's move on to the long roll. Again, down the hand, across the board. That's how we do the long rolls, just to make sure it has as much randomness as possible. We'll begin with the left hand and see if it likes either or. All right, 13 to start out, much better than a 1. That was a 17, almost a 10. So maybe it's rethinking its life. Maybe it likes this. Hey, that's a 16. That's right there. We are gaining traction. Maybe it likes to be rolled, but now we drop down to a 9. Maybe it's just confused. Let's keep it going. That's a 7. Nope, that was off the board. First one for this one, like 9 for today. Oh, that 16. It favors the 16 more. That's a 6. That's a 2. I don't know. This may just be a crap die. That's another 1. Come on now. That's a 19. I don't know. This might be the die that you need for a lousy gambler. Shout out to KCD2 fans. Lousy gambler's dice right here. That last one was a 15 and then an 11. That was a 2. And another 9. Yeah, this one's not doing too well on the double digits. I'm not sure it knows what it wants. I'm not sure it wants to be that high. That was a 17. We get a 19. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Did you just decide that you needed attention? That's a 4, everybody. We're gonna do this a little bit more. That's a 9. We have 2 more long rolls. I didn't even switch hands, but we'll see. Hi. You're not gonna lay down right there, are you? Can I help you? We have 2 more long rolls, sir. Thank you. That was a 14 with my right hand. Maybe it should have. I forgot to switch hands, but maybe it needed... Oh, that's twice off the board. Number 10 for today and a 6. I don't think it cared. Pretty much the same. But now we're going to get into the drop rolls. If you don't get a nice little face of cat butt. Hi. Can I help you? Is there something I can help with? Is it that you want to go outside? Okay. Now that the menace is gone, we can continue. All right. That'll be, if you want this one, if you particularly like this die, then you'll have that on your VOD. You'll have the elusive cat butt on your VOD. All right. So moving on to the drop roll. So far, we haven't seen a whole lot from this. Definitely on the weak side so far. No 20s, 3 1s. Let's find out if it likes to get dropped instead. That's a 5. So I'm thinking that this is just the crap die of the day. That's a 3. That's a 4. What is going on? That's a 2. This is definitely the crap die, everybody. That's a 4. That's a 16. 15. That was a 6 right against the microphone. I'm sure that sounded great. Oh, hey, we finally got our first 20. It only took 2, 4, almost 50 rolls. It took 49 rolls to get to our first 20. That was a 16. Let's see if it will give us any more. Put your bets in chat on how many more 20s we're going to get. That last one was a 6. That one was a 6. Let me drop it a few times with my right hand. I don't think it cares about handedness today. That's an 8. The other dice did. This one doesn't. That's a 10. I think this one just wants to roll low. That's a 7. Absolute insanity. Probably the most single-digit rolls we've ever seen so far. That was a 2. 4 more drop rolls. That's an 8. That was a 12. 15, and 1 more drop roll. That was out. So that was the third one out. Number 11 for today, and a 6. This may be the weakest dice we've rolled. This may have the lowest power score. This actually may have the lowest strength score as well. Now we're going to move on to the speed challenge. I'm going to move this a little bit closer so I can see rapidly, but we are just going to rapid fire, no preamble, no resting, and see if it enjoys the chaos. Ready and go. That is a 2. That is a 17. That is a 6. Not a 9. That is a 1. That is a 1. That is a 2. Are you kidding me? That's a 16. A 3. A 9. What is with these single digits? That's another 1. That's another 2. Another 1. You're kidding me. That's a 3. A 6. This is absolute insanity. A 9. An 11. A 4. A 20. Finally we get another 20. A 14. And an 8. Oh my gosh. That was so many 1s and 2s. This is absolute insanity, everybody. This definitely is the crap die. You need to give this to a lousy gambler. You need to give this to the guest that you want to lose the game. Even if you have, if some of you out there play with bitch die, this needs to be the bitch die. This is the one that needs to mess with people. No, this needs to be on 15. I don't know why that got changed. 15. So, absolute insanity. I can't believe that. Let's find out if it wants to be charged. Let's find out the charge rolls, everybody. So, we're just going to charge it, start with our left hand, and we're going to move on. First roll on charged is a 20. Maybe this just needs a little bit of love. Maybe that's all it needed was just a little bit of charge, a little bit of love. Nope, now it's a 5. Okay, maybe that was just a fluke. A 13. We're going to do 10 with our left, 10 with our right. That was a 6. We're going to find out if that matters. That's another 20. Hey. That's 2 20s so far. We're still tanking with single digits, but 3 20s. 3 20s. Left-handed charged rolls. 4 20s. What? 4 20s. 18. One more charge roll with the left hand. Can we get another 20? That was a 9. Let's go right-handed. These might be the savior. This might be the savior. That one was an 11. That's a 3. Maybe not. I'm not sure, chat. I don't know what's going on here. That's a 19. This may be the weakest die. This is probably going to be the weakest die that we've ever reviewed. That was a 6. I'm looking at that strength score so far. Okay, that one favored a 15, so I'm going to give it to the 15. That was a 3. Yeah, this might not even break. Well, this will probably break 900. 4. It hasn't even broken 900 on its strength score yet. That's 2. It's a possible. Oh no, there's the 20. Okay, it broke 900, but still may be the weakest die we've ever rolled. My mind is blown. I did not know we could roll so low. Let's look at this. Let's do the instant replay. Not the instant replay, but let's look at what happened here. So we have a classic die. This is the green with white. S0725. All right, what did this die roll, everybody? Did anybody pay attention? Did you put your votes in chat? Well, let's find out. The first number it rolled was a 1. The last number it rolled was a 15. The strength score, its total, its sum, 931. That has to be a new record of all of the die. That has to be the lowest score that we've ever seen. Its average was a 9. I'm pretty sure there's only one other die in there that has a 9 average anyway, so those two would probably do it. Let's see, actually, what was these averages? 12, 11, 10, 11. Do we even have one that goes to a 9? I'm actually really curious. I'm gonna look. 10. 10. No, I don't think we have a 9. This may be the weakest die that we've ever done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm 986. We've done a 986. This is crazy. 986 was the previous weakest one, and I'm not seeing any of these have a weaker number. I'm going through all of them. 985. No. Okay, wait. 985 with an average of 10. That may have been it. 985, 985. Yep, 985 might be it. Let's look. I got two more dice to look at. 982 with a 10. 982 with a 10. 982 with a 10. So 982 with a 10 was the previous record holder for the weakest die. This one is now the record holder with 931 and a 9. This is the brand new record holder for the worst die and the weakest die we have ever rolled. But let's continue. Did y'all pay attention? How many 20s did it roll? 7. 7 20s. That is probably an actual, honestly, I didn't look, but that might actually also be a record too. I don't think any of these has that many 20s. That's insanity that it is the weakest and yet rolled the most 20s. That boggles my mind. But what's even more crazy, how many 1s do y'all think it rolled? Does anybody want to take a stab at how many 1s it rolled? Because it was the exact same as the 20s. It rolled 7 1s. This is crazy. I don't know if this means that this is the most accurate, crappiest die we've ever rolled, or if this is leaning towards being, you know, on the lower end of balance. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I've never seen a die shift this much. But let's look at its favorite number. Its favorite number to roll. The number it rolled the most was a 6. Its hated number, the number rolled at least once, but rolled the least, was a 10. Its sticky number, the number it rolled the most times, there are 3. It was 1, 6, and 20. So 1, 6, and 20 were all rolled 7 times. And this die did roll every number, so there are no forbidden numbers. I don't know what to tell you, chat. This is absolute insanity. I have never seen a die roll this low. So this is officially the weakest die that we've ever rolled. There is your green with white D20 Classic, ready to go, taking pictures as we speak, because we will get this up on the website if you so choose to have the unluckiest dice that we've rolled to date. But hey, maybe you have a character who needs a who needs an unlucky die. Maybe you have an unlucky NPC. Maybe you have a guest coming over that you really want to make sure you know, rolls crappy. I don't know. You do you. I won't judge. Unless I'm that person that you give it to, and then maybe I will judge. I don't know. Let's go. That's nice. That's good. And we do one more over here. Good, 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 good. All right, all right, all right. Yep, yep, yep. And let's go. Okay, so we have a classic D20. Green with white being added to the website as we speak. Remember, if you want this or any of the die that we have rolled today or any other day, you can check out misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. This is just your classic D20. We are going to track the stock at 1. It is going to be visible here in just a second. done, and that is now live. So if you want that die or any of our other die, go feel free to check out our stock. MisfitGamingStudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. And once again, there they are. So far, the dice that we have rolled today, we have 5 rolled, 3 more to go. So our next one up is our next Prestige D20. As you've probably been looking at about it, this is probably one of my favorites of today so far. This gorgeous blue and purple with white letters. It is translucent. It is gorgeous. But it is this blue-purple, translucent, amazing color. Fantastic printing on the letters. These numbers are clear, crisp, super nice, all filled in. Let's find out how this rolls. All right, so as always, we're gonna do this 100 rolls, 10 stats, 1 personality. The first 20 rolls will be standard, random, and just for warm up. And then we will do 20 long, 20 drop, 20 speed, and then we will do 20 charge to figure out exactly what this die likes the most. So let's find out. Starting with roll number 1. 20! Look at that, everybody. I don't know if this is even gonna work, but we're gonna find out because 20 was the first number it rolled. You know, do the... You know how all that works. Anyway, let's continue with these random rolls. So another one is gonna be, no, the next one, not another one, the next one will be a 9. So moving on, then we get a 14 and then a 3. All right, nope, that one's off the board. It's like number 12 for today, number 1 for this dice. That was a number 5. That was a 12. That was, ooh, another 20. Hey, 2 20s within the first 8 rolls. Then we get a 17. Let's keep it going. We get a 6, and then we get an 8. Let's try right-handed for a second. Let's give that a roll for a 4, a 19, an 8, an 8, a 13. Let's go back to left-handed. That was a 17. Doesn't seem to care about handedness. That was a 16. That was a 4. That was a 6, but remember, this is just the first 20 off the table again. Second one, 12 for today, and that was a 9. All right, so now it's been warmed up. We've given it 20 rolls. Let's move on to the long rolls. Remember, long rolls are down the hand across the board, giving it the most roll and potential possible. Let's begin with our left hand, because maybe it likes left or right hand. Well, no, we'll figure it out. 17 to start out with, not too bad. Let's keep it going. That's an 11. That's a 1. Okay, so that is our first one. It took 23 rolls to get to a 1. Let's find out if we'll see any more. Put your votes in chat on whether or not we'll see another 1. That was a 3. That was a 2. So 1, 3, 2. Let's see. That's an 8. It's still trying to climb. Still trying to climb. There we go. 19. That's a 7, and then we're going to do 2 more left-handed. That's a 3. 1 more left-handed long roll. That's another 20. Let's go. Now we're going to switch to our right hand and do some long rolls as well, just to see if there's any difference in handedness. That first one was a 16 for the right hand, then a 12, then an 18. So far, it seems to be favoring the right hand, but maybe that's just coincidence. There's an 18. There's a 10. So far, no single digits on the right hand. There's a 19 for you. 19 long rolls. Or right-handed long rolls. That's a 16. Right-handed long rolls. Still the king right now. Ah, there we go. Now it's a 6. Couldn't last forever, I guess. That was an 11. And 1 more right-handed long rolls for a 9. So far, not looking too bad. Now it's time for the drop roll. So 20 rolls with the drop, and let's see what we get. So first one is a 10, then a 16. Then we have a 7. We have a 6, a 19, a 20. All right, we have a 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, a 3, a 19, and a 3. All right, well, we're going to switch to the right hand here in just a second. But I got to figure out what happened to Chill Hop, because every now and again, Chill Hop will just reset itself for no reason. It'll just decide to shut off, say that you're done listening to music, and then I got to go turn everything back on. Absolutely insane that I have to do this every single time. You would think that they would have figured it out by now, how to just make this work. All right, so right-handed now. We're gonna do some drop rolls right-handed, and let's figure out. That's a 7. That's a 3. I don't think it likes the right hand for the drop rolls. That's a 14. I mean, we're getting some a little bit. That's an 8. So let's do a couple more on the drop rolls. That's a 19. That is a 20. Okay, so you know what? Maybe it doesn't mind the drop rolls. That's 2 20s in a row. We have yet to see 2 20s in a row like that on today's rolls. That was a number 8, and then we have a 10, and the final right-handed drop roll is a 1. Okay, so quite a bit across the board. Maybe doesn't really care about the drop rolls, but definitely didn't prefer them. So the next one is the speed round. This is going to be the round where I just roll as fast as I can, document as fast as I can, and see if the dice like the chaos. Let's go and see what it prefers. We have a 13, 12, 6. Remember, gotta go as fast as we can. That's a 7. That was a 1, a 15, a 12, a 20. Hey, 7. Oh, that was off the board. Number 3 and number 13. 3 for this dice, 13 for today. That was a 15 and then a 4. Then we did a 12. Off the board again for number 4 for this, and 16 total. That was a 3. That was a 14. That was a 17. That was an 11. Let's go 17. We have a 12. 2 more speed rolls. It's an 11, and it's a 3. Okay, so that was the chaos round. Didn't have a chance to think or breathe. It just had to keep on going. So now we're going to end it off a little bit nicer. Of course, the last 20 are going to be the charged rolls with the left and the right hand. This is going to be the nicer of everything. We're going to give it a little bit of pampering, and then we're going to roll it. And it starts off with the 19. Maybe it just needed a little bit of pampering. But man, I will say, watching this roll on the camera looks absolutely gorgeous. That's an 11. This die looks a lot more purple on the camera, but believe me, it is gorgeously purple with a blue hue. It's not as blue as it looks like on the camera. So we had a 19, an 11, and a 6 for these charge rolls. Then we get a 9. Trying to give it a little bit of love. 13. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of a longer roll with the charge. That's an 18. Maybe it likes to be rolled a little bit more. That's a 5. Yeah, let's try to do the charge with a long roll. A 15. Maybe that's what it likes. Oh, look at that. Number 5. Number 16. Let's keep it going. 12. All right. And a 2. All right, let's try charging it with the right hand and see if it cares about handedness. That's another 2. 2 in a row. 3. Okay, maybe it doesn't at all like me. That's a 16 out of 19. Keep on going. That's a 4. Gotta keep going. Just a few more. That's a 9. We're getting really close to figuring out what personality this dice has. That's a 16. We have 4 more charged rolls with the right hand. That's a 6. 3 more to go. That is a 14. 2 more. That is a 13. And the last and final charged roll with the right hand. What is it? A 1. Started strong, ended weak. But let's find out exactly what this die has in store for its future owner. All right, so we are doing another prestige die. And we are calling this one the blue-purple with white. That's exactly what it is. Blue-purple with white numbers. And the episode is S0725. Now, let's talk about what happened when we rolled this dice. The very first number it rolled came out strong with a 20. But the last number it rolled ended very weak with a 1. Pretty good, right? I mean, that's pretty good balance, you know. Either side of the equation. It is not the weakest dice we've seen today, but it's definitely not the strongest at a power or at a strength score or sum of 1075. The average or its power score is an 11. It rolled a total of 7 20s. Not bad, actually. Seems to like 20s. It rolled a total of 4 1s, so at least it's better, leaning towards the higher numbers. Its favorite number of all time, a die after my own heart, 3. It rolled the number 3 the most. The number that it rolled at least once, but the least amount of times, its hated number is a 5. The sticky numbers, there's quite a few. There are 4 sticky numbers. The numbers that just couldn't help but roll more than once in a row, all the same amount. These are going to be 2, 8, 18, and 20. And this particular die rolled every number, so there are no forbidden numbers. All right, before I get this posted, let me go ahead and show it off one more time for everybody at home. If you wish to have this, this will be posted on our website, misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. And this will be on the website here momentarily. So let's get that situated. We'll put it on its favorite number of 3. As I said, a dice after my own heart. It's purple. Its favorite number is 3. What's not to love about it? All right, let's continue with some photos. As always, we got to take 2 up close in the dice box, and then we'll take 1 on the table just to show off a different color palette. Because who knows? Maybe you have a blue table. Maybe you have a purple table. Excuse me. Maybe you like to roll it on carpet. I don't know. I'm not here to judge how you roll. I'm just here to roll first. Oh, that one. Yes. Yes, these pictures absolutely show off the gorgeousness of the purple. So if you did like this die, go check it out on the website to really get some good colors on it. So we got a Prestige D20, blue, purple, blue, purple with white. The description always is the VOD code. S0725. This is a Prestige D20. There is only 1 in stock. Can only get it here. D20 Prestige. Why do you do that? Okay. Boom, boom. Status is going to be visible, and bam! MisfitGamerStudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. That is number 6 for today. We have 2. All right. So moving forward, now we have our next die is the next legendary die of today. Another liquid core die. I hope you're excited because I've always wanted to know whether liquid cores roll differently. The first one was quite interesting, in fact. Not really our strongest die, actually one of our weaker ones, but we're gonna find out exactly what happened. Let's see. And the liquid, surprisingly enough, actually did break a record because our first liquid core die had the most sticky numbers we've ever seen. So many I couldn't even fit it in the thing and had to dip over into the forbidden zone. So fantastic. We'll see if this liquid core has anything different. So let's look at our next legendary dice, the next liquid core that we will be rolling today to figure out what kind of personality it has. Oh, look at it. This is our purple liquid core with silver numbers. Look at how gorgeous that sparkle is. And those numbers are phenomenal against that backdrop. I really like how clear. This is not even a colored die. This is perfectly clear. Absolutely a phenomenal concept design for this one. So shout out to those makers of this one. But let's continue. So we have 100 rolls to figure out what this liquid core dice personality is. The first 20 are going to be standard. It's just to give it a warm up. Then we're going to do 20 long. We're going to do 20 drop rolls. We're going to do 20 speed rolls. And then, of course, we're going to do some charged rolls to see if it likes to be pampered. But we're also going to be switching between left and right hand to see if it has a handedness preference. But other than that, let's begin with the very first roll of this dice's life. What's it going to be? It's just going to be a standard roll, but we'll see. Does it start strong? Does it not? Let's find out. And it's a... Wait, is it a 1 or a 7? No, it's a 7. Okay, not another 1. That's a 7. Remember, this is its first roll, so it doesn't know what it wants to be yet. Let's give it a chance, but let's also make sure that, you know, the stuff is moving around, because you never want to roll it when there's too much weight on one side. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe we do. Maybe we do. I don't know, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a twist, and then a 2. You know what? Let's not give it a twist, and let's see what happens if I roll it again. That's a 13. That's a 15. 14. 11. That's a 1. So it only took 7 rolls to get to our first 1. That's a 14. That's a 10. God, this looks so cool as it sparkles around once it settles. That's a 1. It actually becomes easier to read as it settles. That's another 1, everybody. Wow, 3 1s in the first 20 rolls. That was a 13. That's an 11. That's a 16. That's a 13. Are we not going to get another 20 in this set? Oh, that's a 6. We have only 4 more rolls for the first 20. There was an 8. That's not a 5. That's an 8. That's an 11. Oh, 2 more rolls. That's an 8. And an 18. So... did not see a 20 in that first one. Let's find out if it gets any stronger as we go. But now that we've warmed it up, we've given it a couple random rolls, let's do the long rolls. We're going to start with our left hand, and of course we're going to go down the hand across the board, giving it the best chance it has at hitting any number. But let's begin with our left hand. And the first roll, I believe that's an 8. That is an 8. That is a 13. So a little bit across the board there. That's a 12. I'm liking the double digits. I'm hoping we keep with the double digits. That's a 7. This one definitely allows the sparkle or the interior liquid core to move around a lot more when you're doing the long rolls. So maybe that will be a benefit for us. That last one was an 8, by the way. Let's keep on going. That's a 1. Nope. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. That's a 5. And we have, ooh, is that an 18? I think that's an 18. That is an 18. Let's keep on going, seeing if these long rolls continue to rank. Oh, finally, it only took us 29 rolls to see our first 20. All right, put it in chat. Do you think we're going to see another set of 20? Let me know. Are we going to see, how many 20s do you think we're going to see with this liquid core dice? Let me know in chat. Moving on to the 10th roll, another 20. Are you kidding me? 2 20s in a row. All right, let's go. Switching hands. Let's see if it cares about handedness. That is a 12. That is a 3, not a period, that is a 3. Let's go another one. That looks like a 17. I thought that was only a 7, but that was a 17. That is a 3. Let's go down the hand across the board, and that was a 19. Let's keep on going, and that's a 2. It was almost another 20. Can you believe that? That's a 4. We almost had so many 20s in this roll. That's a 3. We have 2 more long rolls with the right hand, and that's an 18. And then we have 1 more, and then we're going to find out exactly which one of these it likes once we're done. So that was a 15. Now we are going to go to the drop roll test. Does this like to get dropped? Well, let's find out. See, this and the last one both popped out on the drop roll test several times. This one, that's its first dropout, but it was on the drop roll test. I'm thinking liquid cores are not great for drop rolls. Let's keep on finding out. 2. Definitely not a strong start. That's a 4. There's a 20. Hey, at least it did a 20 on that one. But then a 3. So 2, 4, 3, and 120. I don't know. There's a 15. I'm thinking that liquid cores aren't great for drop rolls. That's an 18. Let's go a little bit higher. That was a 3. A little bit higher. That was a 15. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how gorgeous it looks when it moves. It's the second time it's rolled off. I think we're at 18 now total for the stream. That's 15. So 2 15s in a row. There's a 14. There's a 16. Let's switch hands. There's a 10. Does it care? I don't think it cares handedness. That's a 5. Maybe it prefers left hand. I'm not sure. 15. Actually, you know what? I don't think it does matter. I'm looking at the numbers here. That's a 19. I'm thinking it doesn't have a preference left or right-handed. That last one was a 7. We have 4 more. That's off. So that was number 20, but number 3 for this particular die. That is a 1. That is a 4. 2 more drop rolls with the right hand. Almost went off. That's a 7. And final drop roll is a 2. So definitely did not prefer the drop rolls as much as anything else. But now we're going to go into the speedrun challenge. I'm going to move this a little bit closer so I can read faster. Now at this point is we're just going to be rolling this thing, not even letting any of this settle. We do not want any of that to settle. We want to keep rolling this as fast as we can to see if it enjoys the chaos and to see if having this mixture on the inside constantly swirling will give us any advantages. Let's find out. So that was a 19 and then a 5. Oh wait, no, 19, 5, 13. We got to just go 7. That was off the board. That's number 21. That's 5. That's 5. That's 17. There's a 7. No. 7, 19, 10 key isn't easy when you're going really, really fast. That's an 11, that's a 6, 6, 19, 11, 6, and then there's a 15, and then there's a 19, then there was a 4, 15, 15, 1, 17, hey, it kind of likes the chaos, 18, I think 6, yeah, so I'm pretty sure that it really likes being rolled fast because with all of that liquid on the inside moving around, I think it actually seems to roll better, at least more consistently, when it's constantly in swirl. So let's also test that theory by doing some charge rolls. So we're going to do 20 charge rolls, 10 with the left, 10 with the right, and see if it likes to be pampered just a little bit. So let's give it a little bit of charge and then give it a roll. That's a 4. Let's continue because we have 20 to go. That's a 9. That's a 7. Okay, so far it's not liking the charge. I think it liked the chaos. That's a 17. You would think it would like the charge just as much. That's a 9 because it's moving all of the stuff on the inside around. That's a 7, but no, it is really not. Other than that, 17. There's a 16 at least. But yeah, all of these have been single digits so far. This last round is not helping. That was a 5. That's another 5. Wow. And number 10 with the left hand is an 11. Let's see if it cares with my 20. Ooh, right-handed charge. First one was a 20. Let's see if we can keep that luck going. Nope, that was a 1. Just completely told me that it doesn't care. It is going to be as balanced as it wants to be. That was a 19. That was a 20. Hey, maybe it does. Maybe it does like this. Nope, that's a 9. It's just teasing. It's like, look, I'm going to be all over the board. Don't count on me. I got this. I'm a die. I know what I'm doing. That last one was a 16. That one was a 12. Let's get 3 more on the board. That was a 6. Final 2, and we're going to find out what personality this dice has. That was a 14, and the final roll, 100 rolls for this liquid core die, is a 2. All right, let's find out exactly what happened to this. So this is our next legendary liquid core dice. This was our purple liquid core with silver. Our VOD code today is 0725. If you do want to pick up any of these dice and you're checking it later, you can go to our YouTube channel and check out any of the dice that we've rolled previously. All right, and then let's figure out what this liquid core did because the last one didn't do too great. So what did this purple liquid core with silver numbers do for us today? Well, the first number that it rolled was a 7. The last number that it rolled was not that great because it was a 2. Let's see, it is sum or its strength score, not the lowest we've seen, but also not very great today. This one was a 1029. All right, its average or its power score was a 10, nice and even. You always like to see the 10 because at least that means it's probably more balanced than anything else. Its favorite number, or no, I'm sorry, the number of 20s that it rolled. Anyone want to put in chat what they think or what they remember? Well, too late because I'm going to tell you, they rolled 5 20s. And anybody want to guess if they rolled more or less number 1s? Well, they rolled 7 1s. That's what happened there. So definitely prefers the lower numbers. Its favorite number, the one it rolled the most, was a 15. All right, its most hated number, the number it rolled at least once, but the least amount is a 10. Does not like to be down the middle. One to be on one side or the other. It does have 4 sticky numbers, though. That seems to be it. I might need to make sticky the longer box in the future and shrink up hated and forbidden. But the sticky numbers today for this die are 1, 5, 15, and 20, which means it rolled each and every one of those numbers 5 times. Or no, I'm sorry. Well, yes, they technically all got rolled at least that many times in a row equally. So I think there was like 3, each of those got rolled 3 times in a row each. And then this one rolled every single number, so there are no forbidden numbers. All right, once again, I'm going to show off this D20, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the website for anybody to take a look at if they so wish. Let me go ahead and find its favorite number real quick. It's hard to see when it's this close to me. Surprisingly enough, it was actually easier to read further away. All right, so there is our purple liquid core with silver about to go on the website. So if you are interested in this die or any die that we have rolled today or any other day, you can check out our entire stock at misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profilers. Do not forget the hyphen. And you will be able to check out every die, every personality before you buy. And I'll go ahead and put that in chat as well. 420s, yes. Absolutely. This is the die for you if you like those kind of magic numbers, if you know what I mean. All right, so this one is going up right now. We're going to add a new product to the dice profiles. It's a physical product, and let's take some fancy pictures of this die because, man, these liquid cores are so cool. Oh, that's a nice picture. It's a little bit fuzzy on the profile, but you know what? It makes sense because it shows off that die so amazingly. And we'll take another picture. Oh, that one's so gorgeous as well. And for contrast, we'll also take it with a blue background just to show everything off. And there we go. Oh, that is so gorgeous. I love it. All right, so this is a legendary D20, purple liquid core. With the silver. The episode today is 0725 for anybody who wants to check the VOD later. This is our legendary D20, and it only has one of a kind. We are going to put the tags of D20 and legendary. Oh, and liquid core. And liquid core. Done, done, done. And status is now visible. That die is now on the website, as are all the others from today, as well as the very first 15 that we did last month. So there is our other liquid core. And we now only have one profile left. This particular one, if you are a fan of Fan Roll, this is their Misfit Dice mini set, what we like to call companion sets, the ones that can kind of go with you wherever you go. We don't know what these look like, but I am super, super excited to find out. So join me as we figure it out, and we're going to see, is this going to be the same kind, where these are going to be completely different dice, or is this actually going to be a set? I don't know, but let's find out, shall we? The last profile of today, everybody, the companion set. Whoa! There are so many more die in there than I expected. What? I thought this was just a 7. No. Oh my gosh, I was completely wrong, everybody. 2 unique sets of mismatch. We have 2 minis today. What? Hold on, I don't have another personality already. Hang on a second. Whoa! We are gonna get 2? Nope. We're gonna get a whole. Hold on. I'm going. This is weird. I didn't expect this. Hang on, everybody. I gotta make a new personality profile because it's not properly cut out. Because I didn't expect this. I thought that was only 1 dice set in there. I didn't realize it was 2. We're gonna do so much more today. Hang on. Give me a moment. I've got to just cut this open real quick. Not cut it open. Cut it off. All right. So, I have got to figure out how we're going to separate these. I got to separate these like cleanly. Okay, so where are the D20s? First off, isolate the D20s. Okay, so now we're just going to have to figure out, okay, so there's D4s, D6s. There's the D8s. Single and double D10s. And the D12s. Okay. How do I like those combos? I mean, does it really matter? No. Okay, we're just going to separate them like that because that's how I separated them. So we have 2 mini sets to roll, everybody. So I'm going to put one more over there because that's going to be the second one that we roll. So let's talk about this companion set, the first companion set of today. I didn't even realize I was rolling 2. Fantastic. So here is our first mini set. It's absolutely adorable. Let me bring these closer so you can see them all. Look at that fantastic companion set of yours that you can get today. So starting with the D4, this is another smoky D4, but it has a little bit of a shine to it, almost like an iridescent shine. So that's our D4. We have a very nice clear D6. This one will come with a very similar to a D20 that we rolled last time, the purple cow-looking D8, pink and white and black. Let's see here. We have the D10s. The D10s. We have 2 blues. We have a very dark blue and a very light blue D10. We have our very purple D12, which is going to go part of the set. And then we have this very interesting, what is that? We're going to call that, it's green. It's green, but it's very light green. It's like a milky, it's green, but it's not like vibrant green. It's not quite a moss green. I don't know. I'm really trying hard to figure out what this one looks like. It's not quite, we'll call that nebulous green. We're going to call this nebulous green. Because, yeah, it just has this really cool, like, nebula-like shine to it. So, nebulous green with gray numbers is our D20. So, this is the first Misfit companion set for today. We're going to roll these D20, and then we're going to do it again because we have a different set to go through. I'm so excited. This is so cool. So I gotta actually do this, and 2, and just setting up my my calculations here for another roll. So just bear with me 1 second. Companion. All right, so this one is going to be the green nebulous. All right. Starting with the green nebula. So, as always, we are going to be doing 20. The first 20 rolls are just going to be random and warm up. And then we're going to do 20 long rolls. That is down the hand and across the board. Then we're going to do 20 drop rolls, 20 speed rolls, and then we're going to finish it up with 20 charge rolls to see what type of roll, handedness, and everything else this die likes. So, let's begin with the green nebulous. And we just got to get 20 rolls out of the way just so we can get it to warm up. I'm going to pull this a little bit closer so I can see, but I'll make sure you guys can still see it as well. And we start with a 13. Not the worst, not the best. Let's continue. Then we got a 19, starting out pretty strong. Then it's a 4. Got a 20 within 4. That's nice. Then we get another 4. Another 20. Oh, let's go. There we go, a 3. And then a 17. It's nice and back and forth right now. There's an 11. That's a 4. It's kind of going back and forth, back and forth. There's a 5. Are we going to get another 20? There's another 17. That's a 6. That's a 3. That's a 13. A 5. A 6. A 12. 2 more just to warm it up. A 17. And a 13. All right, so that was just the warm-up rolls. But now let's find out. Does it prefer to get rolled long ways? So we're going to roll it 10 times with our left, 10 times with our right, see if it has any care for handedness. Not. So, first roll, long, is a 6. Not great at all. There's a 12 and a 17. I just realized that the music, God damn it. What is wrong? And can anybody tell me what the fuck is wrong with Chill Hop? Like, why does it log you out every, like, 3 songs? It's just like, oh, you're done listening, right? Like, if this whole point is you to give me free music consistently, why do you shut down every, like, 20 minutes? It's just so annoying. And I can't hear how loud it is because every single time it does something different. It just... Okay. There we are. So, where were we? We are now still doing, we are on roll number 4 for long rolls with the left hand. Let's continue. That is a 1. That is a 5. And... I swear, Chill Hop. I swear you just like to mess with me. Alright. Continuing on the long rolls. Just take all of that out of the edit. Alright, so that is a 16? Yeah, that was a 16. Roll number 7 is a 13. Roll number 8 is a 14. 9 is a 6, and roll number 10 long is a 7. So we're going to switch hands and see if it prefers a left or right-handedness. Let's go. That is a solid 20. Let's go. That is a 2. Now we're back to the high-low BS that we were at before. That's a 16. That's an 18. Let's go. Come on. What do we want? What do we want? That's a 14. 5 more. There's 13. So it's kind of liking the right-handed long rolls, I think. There's an 11. It's liking it better than the left hand. There's a, ooh, is that a 19? I think that's a 19 actually. That is a 19. 2 more long rolls with the right hand. That is a 4. And the final long roll for an 8. Okay, so I think that it kind of preferred the right hand, especially on the long rolls, but let's take a step back, or the next step, and we'll do the drop rolls. Let's see if it likes to be dropped at all. So, drop it. 19. Let's go. 19. Nice start. And another 18. So perhaps this die just likes to play it rough. All right. That is an, ooh, is that a 16? That's a 16. So far, this likes playing rough. That was a 5. That's a 2. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you can only handle a couple of those. Then it's a 4. Now it's just tanking. That's a 16. Nope, that was the 18. That was the 18. Another drop roll of a 10. And then a 12, and then a 7. So let's do it with the right hand and see if it cares about handedness. There was an 18, and a 13. Nope, not a 12, but that's a 13. That's another 13. Okay, so far it seems to be preferring the right hand drop. That was a 15. Oh, there's the 4. It finally dropped to a single digit. Hey, it got a 20 on a drop roll, and a 7. Let's go to 18. 2 more drop rolls with the right hand. Let's go pretty high up. It fell off. That was number 22 of today, and 1 of this die. Let's go a little bit lower. That was a number 9, and 1 more drop roll was a 5. Give me 2 seconds. I need to check on my cat to make sure it's not about to bring a darn animal into the house. All right, I think he might be trying to bring an animal into the house, so give me 2 seconds because I don't want to have to deal with that while I'm on stream. Give me 2 seconds. I just can't tell him he won't listen to me, so I have the window closed in case he has it, but he's just messing with something. All right, we're just gonna have that checked on real quick just to make sure he's not gonna bring in a darn animal. And if he doesn't, then he'll be fine. But now we are on to the speed roll challenge. So I'm gonna keep this close to me because we are gonna do 20 rolls as fast as I can, as fast as I can document, no preamble and no time to think. So we're gonna see if this die prefers the chaos. Let's begin. So we have a 5. And that's an 11. We don't want to be able to have it think. That's a 3, and then another 11, and then a 10. Oh, that was a 7 out of 4, and then a 5, and then 19, 13, 2. Let's get that chaos rolling. 5. It doesn't like it that much. Oh, wait, there's a 19. There's another 5. I don't think it likes the chaos. I think it's too much. There's a 15. There's a 10. Another 15, 11, an 8, An 18. Oh, off the board. Number 22 for today. Number 3 for the die. And a 9. Definitely, I mean, surprisingly enough, it's pretty even. It's pretty, across the board in a lot of different ways. But I'm not sure it really likes the chaos as much as everything else. So now we're going to go into the 20 charged rolls. And we're going to see if it prefers left or right hand. Let's go. So starting with the left hand charge, we're going to give it a little bit of love, little bit of pampering. And then we're going to do a roll. And it goes straight to 20. Perhaps all this die needed was a little bit of love. Let's continue. So we're going to give it a little bit of love and give it a roll. And then 17. There we go. Okay, now we're starting off pretty strong. 15. Let's keep it those high double digits. 19. That's all it needed, everybody. It just needed a little bit of love. 18. Let's go. Let's keep those double digits going. Oh, there's the 1. Had to happen. All right. Well, we'll keep giving it some love. And 15. Okay, look at that. Most of these have been above 15. The 1 was just a fluke. Let's just keep it going. 19. I'm telling you, this is what it wants. All it wants is a little bit of love, everybody. 17. That was 9. Let's do 10 rolls with the left hand. And that was a 14. So only one number double digit, which was a 1, and only one other number under 15. Everything else is pretty good. So let's see if it likes the right-handed charge. Right-handed charge immediately hits a 20. Let's go. The next one, 17. Are we going to follow the same pattern with the charge rolls? The left hand was 2017. The right hand was 2017. And then we hit 5. Okay, you know what? At least it wasn't a 1 like the last time, but let's keep it going. Then it's a 2. I think this one prefers to have a left-handed roller, everybody, because that's a 14 right there. Just a couple more. There's a 17. It does like the charge. I do think it wants to be pampered, but I think it prefers a left-hander. There's a 3. 3 more. I don't know. There's an 11. It looks like it prefers being charged by a left hand. So if you're a left-handed person and you need a companion die, that was a 1. You might want to pick this one up, especially if you like charging your rolls a little bit. And the final was a 4. Now, I will say, I can already tell you that this is not going to be the weakest die that we had today, but it's definitely not going to be the strongest of all time. So let's talk about what we have here. These are companion die. This one we are calling the Green Nebulous with Gray. And the episode is S0725 if you ever want to catch any of the other rolls that you missed today on our VOD channel. Now let's talk about what this mini D20 did, the companion die. The first number that it rolled was a 13. The last number that it rolled was a 4. So that's a pretty decent spread, not the highest, not the lowest of either side. Its strength score, or its sum, was 1117. Not bad, actually. Pretty strong, if I do say so myself. Its power score is an 11. The number of 20s that it rolled was 6, and it rolled half as many 1s at 3. Its favorite number to roll of all was a 5. Its most hated numbers, the numbers rolled at least once, but the least often, was an 8 and a 9. In its sticky numbers, only 2, a 5 and a 13. And this die also rolled every number. So far we have not hit any forbidden numbers today. So, one more look before I post this online. There is your Green Nebulous D20 with its companion dice set. Let me go ahead and get some pictures of this put up on the website. We have one more personality to go for today. I want to thank everybody who stopped by and showed up, and anybody who's watching this VOD in the future. Thank you so much for coming to the Dice Profiler, the only place where you get to know your die before you buy. And that's probably why you're here, isn't it? You want to know what this die is going to do before you get it in your grubby little hands. Don't worry, I totally understand. That's why I do this. All right, well, that was one photo, and here is another photo. I'm going to put all the die in here for a little family photo. And then I'll do a couple on the blue. No, you need to be a 5. Yes, that's a great fucking photo. All right, and there is that one. Gotta be consistent. Yeah. And that's my cat demanding to go outside because we had to bring it in. Because you were probably looking for a lizard, weren't you, sir? It wanted that lizard. 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 That's all my cat cares about. Lizard. 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 All right, everybody. Well, that is the companion set about to be put on the website. So let me go ahead and get this uploaded. We have the product name was a companion dice set. This was the green Nebulous with gray. Now he's just scratching at the screen, trying to get out because he can't fit. So the episode was S0725. For anybody who wants to check out this in the future, this was a companion set. And there's only one of these in stock. It's visible. Dice set. Companion. And it's live. Okay, let me move my cat because he's been annoying. This is the terror that you can probably hear in the background. But you must go now, sir. All right. Well, that's super, super exciting. If y'all want to know what it looks like when the mini dice come to you, they do have these little ones that I like to send them in. But you'll notice that the profile is quite a bit bigger than this. So usually what we do... Oh yeah, there was the D4. So usually what I'll do along with these is like with the other one. Usually what you'll see is you'll get them in a box like this. So I will get a bigger box, which I don't have a spare one right now, but before they ship out, this will go in a container just like that. And that's how you can expect to get the companion sets when you get them. So that's how those will work. So that was the companion set there. And surprising surprise, we have another set. So we have one more personality profile to go through today, and that will be it. We will have 9 personality profiles. I will have to change the title because it was the Mighty 8. It's supposed to be the Mighty 9. So let's talk about what we get for this one. As you can see here, we get quite a nice dazzling array of dice. Once again, a complete mini companion set. You have a nice frosted, or more of a smoky, sparkly D4, kind of like that. Sparkly. Little bit of a sparkle, but a little bit of a smoke. Your D6 isn't translucent, but it's a nice milky blue. Let's see, we have our D8, which is a black and white with a nice light blue coloring of numbers. We have the 2 D10s, which are quite interesting. They're both translucent. One's a little bit more rose gold, like a little bit rose goldy, and another one is like a pink sparkle, which is fantastic. They'll definitely go well together. They'll go quite nicely together. Our D12 is this nice teal turquoise kind of translucent guy here. Love that. The nice soft silver lettering is very nice. And with this deck, or with this dice set, we get a nice orange-red with green numbered D20. So let's figure out what this D20 is all about. Of course, we're going to roll it 100 times. The first 20 rolls are going to be random, and just to give it a little bit of a warm-up, the next 20 will be long rolls down the hand across the board. Then we're going to do some drop rolls to see if it likes it rough. We'll do some speed rolls to see if it can handle the chaos, and then we'll end with a little bit of love because we will charge it. Each time we will do 10 to the left and 10 on the right to see if it has a preference for handedness. But so far, most dice don't seem to. There's been one or two, but for the most part, they seem to be relatively consistent. So this one, what are we gonna call this one? This is ruby red. I mean, that's almost like a Christmas color, but there's definitely a ruby redness to it. So we'll call this one ruby red with forest green, because that's definitely what it gives me the vibes of. So I'm gonna go ahead, and we are going to get these first 20 rolls figured out. All right, and again, these are just random, just trying to get it figured out, or just trying to get it, you know, unlocked. Or hang on 1 second. We're just trying to get it, you know, warmed up a little bit. Okay. There we go. Yeah. All right, so let's get these 20 random rolls out of the way. Starting, I'm gonna have to move that closer so I can read it. Starting strong with an 18. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit hard to see, but starting strong with an 18, then we do a 15, then we get an 11 and a 14. Wow, starting off really nicely with this one. That's a 13, 17, double digits all day long, 14, 3, first single digit. Oh, hey, look at that, 20. Only took 9 rolls to get to 20. Let's go. Then we have a 2. That would be a 13. That's a 10. We got a 14 for number 13. We have a 17 for the 14th roll. We have a 16. 5 more rolls to go just to warm this bad boy up. We have a 12. We have an 11. We have a 16. We have a 10. And we have a 9. Okay, now that it's been warmed up, let's talk about long rolls. These rolls are going to be down the hand across the board. First 10 with the left, next 10 with the right. We'll see if it has a preference. So starting off, I think that's a 13, pretty much sure. That was a 13. That's another 13. And that's a 15. I think this is going to be a very strong companion die. That's a 15, 2 13s, 2 15s, and then a 20. 13, 13, 15, 15, 20. You're kidding me. It likes these long rolls. That's all I'm telling you right now. 16. Let's go. Is that a... That's a 19. You're joking me. Let's keep it. That's a 14. Keep it rolling. 18. Okay. Roll number 10. Long roll number 10, that was a 5. Okay, it's 9 rolls of double digits. That's absolute insanity. Now we're switching to the right hand to see if it cares. That starts off with a 17. Starting off strong. Man, these are so hard to do from a long way away. That's a 12. That's a 2. Okay. That's a 4. Definitely prefers a left-hander. I will say that. Likes the long rolls, prefers a left-hander though. That's a 2. That's a 15. Way more single digits with the right hand. That's a 3. Yeah, this does not like a right-hander. That's a 3. 2 more, but yeah, likes the long rolls, prefers a left-handed roller. That is a 16, and the last long roll is another 16. Okay, definitely, I mean, yeah, first 9 of those long rolls with the left hand knocked it out of the park, made this thing massively powerful. Let's see how it prefers the drop roll. So does it like it rough? We'll do 10 with the left, 10 with the right, and see what we get. That is a 19. Nice, strong start. That's a 14. Let's keep it going, right? Yeah, that's another 19. 19, 14, 19, and then a 5. That's a 13. Oh, there's a 1. Wait, was that a 16 or an 8? No, that was an 18. A 12. Man, this is a strong die. That was a 13. So, oh no, one more drop with the left hand for an 18. Now let's drop with the right hand. We have a 10. We have an 8. We have a 3. 17. 16. Maybe it doesn't matter. 18. I'm thinking it doesn't matter anymore. 14. This is a super strong rolling die though. Lots and lots of double digits here. That was a 12 and then a 16, and the final drop roll is a 10. All right. So now we're gonna do the speed roll challenge. This opportunity is for me to roll as fast as I can, document as fast as I can to see if the dice prefer the chaos. So let us begin, and I'll just do this as fast as I can. So that is a 9, a 15, a 7, 13, 18, 14, 1, 12, 4, 7, 10, 6, 14, 2, 5, 11, 4, 18, 2, and 5. Okay, did not like the chaos, definitely would prefer to be rolled around a bit. So now let's do the final 10, left hand to right hand, we're gonna charge it. So we're gonna give it a little bit of love, little bit of compassion, and it rolls us a 5. That's a 9. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it just prefers the long rolls at this point. Yeah, it does not like these charge rolls. That was a 5, 9, 5, and then a 13. This thing prefers being rolled across the board. That's all I'm saying right now. 14. That's a 5. Yeah, this doesn't care if I charge it or not. It just wants to roll. That was a 4. There we go. That's a 19. Like, I don't know what this thing wants from me. 6. And a 4. Let's switch hands. Okay, does it want a charged roll with the right hand? That's a 2. No, it doesn't care. It wants to be rolled long ways. That's all I'm learning from this. That last one was an 8, and then a 15. The best rolls it did were long ways, left-handed. 5, 6. Just a handful more. 1. Yeah, no. Long roll. If you get this die, remember, left hand long. That's what it wants. That's a 16. 3 more rolls, and we're going to figure out the final personality. That's a 1. Final 2 numbers, an 8, and the final roll. What do we get? A 17. All right, everybody, that's it. That was the final personality. Let's find out what we're going to get with the, with the extra die that we got, the extra companion. So this is a companion set. We called this one the Ruby Red with Forest Green. The episode is S0725. And just like on every personality profile, when you do get it, you have a QR code to our VOD channel. You have the VOD number that you'll be able to look up, and I will put a timestamp once I've edited the video and put it up there, so you'll be able to go and see the die before or after you buy. But let's talk about what this companion, the Ruby Red with Forest Green. The first number it rolled was an 18. The last number it rolled was a 17. Its strength score, or the sum, not the strongest we've seen today, but a pretty palpable 1067. The average, its power score, was an 11. The number of 20s, not very impressive, only 2. But on the other hand, it did roll 5 1s, so maybe that's what you want. Maybe this is a die that you don't want to roll very high. Its favorite number to roll was a 14, so all of the 14 fans out there, this may be the die for you. Now, its most hated number, these are the numbers that it rolled the least, but rolled at least once. There are 2. It is 7 and 20, both only rolled twice. Sticky numbers, this one has 5. These are numbers that were rolled the most consecutively. This has 3, 5, 13, 15, and 16 are all of its sticky numbers. And once again, rolled every single number. Today, we did not get a single forbidden number rolled. Every single die rolled every number it possibly could. But here you are, once again, your companion D20 and its corresponding personality profile, along with the dice set to go along with it. I will be posting these right now, and this will be the final personality. So while I'm doing this, I want to thank everybody who showed up today, for keeping me company and enjoying the stream. We do this every month. Hopefully we'll do it more as we start to sell through inventory, but as inventory stays, we will only be doing this once a month. So go and check out our website, misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen, and you'll be able to see all of our stock, everything that we did today, everything that we've done before, anything that's left in stock. You will be able to go check it out, see all of the personality profiles, see all the dice, and you will be able to find one that fits you and your gaming style. Because of course, at the Dice Profiler, this is the only place where you can get to know your die before you buy, where we roll 100 rolls, we make 10 stats, and we turn that into one personality, as you may have seen today. So make sure to go check out the shop. If you like anything, make sure to put it in your cart, and don't forget to check out with it, because who knows if it's going to be there when you come back. All right, so a few more pictures here, and this die will be live. If you have any questions, feel free to check out the website. All the details are there. The VOD channel, the Dice Profiler at YouTube, and just search the Dice Profiler. Every episode will have the same title. So last episode was A1725. Today is S0725, and you will be able to check out the dice we rolled. And every episode will also have the timestamps, so you'll be able to flip through a particular dice. If you see it on our website, a dice that you like, it will have the VOD code in the description. So feel free to go to the YouTube channel, check it out, see how it rolled, see if you liked it, and then you'll be able to buy it and take it home. So this is another companion dice set that we are calling the Ruby Red. Ruby, not Tubi. Ruby Red with Forest Green. Ruby Red, Forest Green. This episode is S0725. This is another companion set. There's only one in stock. Companion dice set. And visibility is visible. So, bam! That one is now also on the website. So don't forget to go check out everything that we have available for you on our website at misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. I'll put that in chat as well one more time. And it is Misfit Gamers Studios. Gamers is plural, so don't forget that. And there we are, everybody. So we now officially, that should be what? 24, I believe. I believe we now have 24 products. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 15. Yep, 24 dice profiles and dice, well, 24 dice, D20s, dice sets, and dice profiles. All of them available on our website, misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profiles. Don't forget the hyphen. But thank you once again for joining me today for all of the dice profiles. So once again, we have this mini companion set. We have a separate mini companion set. And then we have 2 classic D20s just freshly rolled. We have 2 prestige D20s freshly rolled. We have 2 freshly rolled legendary liquidcore D20s ready. And of course, the prestige Misfit dice set that is completely mix and match, just like our 2 companion sets. So I hope you guys are interested in checking those out on our website, along with all of the rest of our dice, which are all right here. We have everything from colossals, so we have oversized D20s, we have single D20s, mostly we have classics, we have prestige, we have legendary, and we even still have in stock, ladies and gentlemen. Where is it? Hang on. We still have ladies and gentlemen, we still have our 2 artifact die, our gemstone collection, our rose quartz, or our pink quartz, as well as our red gemstone D20s, what we consider our artifact die, are still available as well. So, artifacts, legendaries, colossals, companions, everything that you can think of that you need, we have ready to go. So, check out the website, misfitgamerstudios.com/dice profile. Those dice profiles, don't forget the hyphen. Otherwise, I hope to see you next month on our next episode where we roll more personalities, and I would love to send these over to you. So go check out the website, order what you'd like. We'll get those out to you as fast as we can. And if you are interested, we will be doing a custom personality profile for a fantastic and wonderful content creator called Krista Portas. If you aren't following her and you do like D&D and TTRPG content, I highly suggest it. She's a fantastic, unique individual who's extremely genuine and is just a very big refresh to have a content creator like that in our space. So go check her out, but she will be here as well, hopefully next week, with a custom personality profile that I get to roll for one of her D20s. So if that sounds fascinating, check us out next weekend, or at least hopefully next weekend. Otherwise, that's all for us today. Thank you all so much for all of the likes, all of the interactions. But yeah, that's going to be us. Go check out the website, and happy rolling.